Hey guys, LongHaul Larry and Big Blue. It is Tuesday, February 19th, 2019. And we are coming into Manchester, Pennsylvania. We're delivering into Americold. Tell you what, me and Eric were running up here through Virginia and stuff, and man, the snowplows were just all lined up, just sitting there. Pretty much all the roads too. They had all these chemical stuff that they spray on the roads, supposed to help keep it from icing up or whatever. That stuff was sprayed everywhere, and snowplows sitting everywhere. And then I came up and I got up into Maryland and hit Pennsylvania, and in Pennsylvania's got signs all flashing, big winter weather for Wednesday AM. I'm like, oh no. I know some of you guys have been telling me there's stuff coming. Nothing I can do about it. Just gotta go through it. All the signs coming out through Pennsylvania are saying no doubles or triples tomorrow. This thing was supposed to deliver Thursday at 10 a.m. But then the broker came and said, no, Wednesday at 10. I talked to the boss, and the boss was like, it was supposed to be Thursday. Because he was like, I don't know, basically you're going to have a day of doing nothing. Just come to the yard or whatever. And there was something that I was thinking about doing, and he was going to borrow me his truck or whatever, And now here I am. I'm going to be coming in here, and I've done this before where I've had next day appointment, and they've actually taken me in and unloaded me. And that's fine if they want to do that yet tonight, but if they don't, it doesn't matter. If they don't, then I will just, they'll park me on the side. I'll actually be able to get my 10-hour break right in this place. And then I learned from the boss, I don't know any pickup numbers or nothing, but he said that I am picking up in Manchester tomorrow, and I'm heading to Indiana. So I'm going to be heading right through probably all this storm stuff. So that'll be something. But it is 32 degrees here. No snowflakes yet. Looks like there's a couple couple trucks in there parked. It's like what, 4? Shall catch you guys later. See what happens here. Well, guys, they're not going to take us. Which is not a big deal. But there's a lot of trucks here waiting. I've never seen trucks all parked out in this alley. Usually there's like 3 or 4 over here at night. But that's all full. There's 5 there. There's one down there. There's like 4 over here, 2 or 3 over here. I think a lot of guys came in because there's, I don't know how bad it's going to be, but there's a winter storm thing. So I think a lot of guys came all the way in here trying to get this off or whatever. No big deal. We're going to shut her on down, take our 10-hour break, and we'll get unloaded in the morning and then find out what we're reloading and take off to Indiana. So, it is Tuesday, so we need to do our YouTube random comment picker for the $50 Amazon gift card. This was from the video, I believe it was I'm heading to Texas or something like that. Time to head to Texas or something like that. So if you had put a comment down below that video, you would be entered into this contest and win a $50 Amazon gift card. So further ado, here we go. 429 unique users were found. You guys are very, very unique. Remember that. So here we go. Here's the winner. Randomly pick winner. Okay, Speedy. He says, I just started playing steel guitar last year. I play a little piano and I record music like brother did on computer. Professional, but I have it on my channel if you want to check it out. It is a bit of lap steel and a bit of synthesizer, mainly Christmas stuff. But somebody might like it. Well, there you go. I play it for my own enjoyment. I'm not out to impress anyone. Well, there you go, Speedy. You just won yourself a $50 Amazon gift card. So, what is this here? We got to do a couple things. Well, Speedy, you need to put down below this video, there's going to be a little down arrow. Click on that. It'll be a description of video. My email is in there. You're going to need to send me an email saying, hey, I'm Speedy. I think I have got an email from you in the past, but send me an email saying, yep, that's me. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have you change this comment. I'm going to have you change something in it because you're the only one that is allowed to edit your own comments. So I'm going to have you change something in this comment. Once you do what I tell you what to type, then that will verify that as you, and I will send you a $50 Amazon gift card through your email. And you'll be able to just log on to Amazon and I hope I've been saying Amazon. I just felt like I said eBay or something. I don't know. It's an Amazon gift card. You'll be able to log on to Amazon and use up that $50 gift card for whatever you want. So there you go. This way is no way affiliated with reaching a certain number of subscribers. Not at all. No. It's just me saying, hey, thanks for watching. Let's do a gift card giveaway. So it's no way affiliated with YouTube. It's no way affiliated with Amazon. It's just me giving away a $50 Amazon gift card. So there you go. We'll wake up in the morning and we'll see what it looks like around here, and then I'll probably shoot this out so Speedy can get his $50 Amazon gift card. See ya. Well, this ain't good. They just came and woke me up. Guy was out there beeping his horn at me, telling me to come into a door, and I looked out the window and the first thing I thought was, I'm coming, brother, I'm coming. Let me get my snowmobile suit on. Snow is coming. Well, guys, we're sitting here getting unloaded, and I thought I would do an answering comment video. I haven't. Whoa, morning, Johnny. Who's chicken down, man? He was sitting here admiring the snow out there in his brand new sweater. All right, I'll tell him. He loves the sweater. Loves the sweater. The only problem is it doesn't quite cover his privates. So he's still got some cold nuggets. That was funny. I don't care who you are. We thought I'd do some answering comments. and throw that on. Actually, I have been answering all the comments. I've been answering all the comments on all the videos. I mean, I could go in there and look. I bet you I've answered probably almost 2,000 comments this week. It's been a lot. Trying to catch up and everything from the snowmobile trip to now, you know. But there's been quite a few of them. So, let's see what we got here. I probably should turn off my... Nah, I probably don't have to. Let's see. We'll start off here, I guess. Arthur. All right, I can't do this right now. I gotta have glasses. It's too early in the morning. Yeah, I know. That's what it's called getting old. Arthur Trevino. Putting the glasses on still didn't help me pronounce the name though. He says, I was talking about a story where the car was coming head on to me. And the cop, he stopped chasing him because it becomes a hazard or whatever. And he says, not so in Houston, Texas, Larry. The cops don't back off from high-speed chases. Many innocent people get killed when high-speed chases go into high-speed traffic areas. So, you know, many times in the news, but they won't back off until they get their man. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's Texas. I don't know. Actually, I'm in Wisconsin. This is what I find crazy is motorcycles. If a motorcycle chase is going on, the police will just let them go. I've seen motorcycles go by cops doing 100 miles an hour. And the cops will flip their lights on, and they'll pull out. And by the time they pull out, the motorcycle just takes off. And the cop just goes maybe a half mile, flips his lights back off, turns around. It's crazy. The motorcycles, they don't hardly even chase them. There's actually videos on YouTube of there's this one video that's crazy. It was like 50 motorcycles going through Milwaukee, and they're sitting there just running stoplights, and they're swerving all over and pulling wheelies and everything else. And there's a cop car coming up behind them with lights going on and everything else, and they're sitting there laughing at them and everything else. And the cop's sitting there flipping his lights on, and he gets through them, and he's sitting there and he's trying to stop them. And every time that he's in a right lane, the motorcycles start going to the left lane and start passing him. And so he'll go into the left lane. He's sitting there swerving back and forth. And then this one motorcycle decides to punch it and try to fly around this cop with his lights on, trying to pull him over. And the cop swerves over, and the motorcycle hits the grass in the middle and flips. And there was like a woman on the back and stuff. And flips over and crashes and everything. And the cop gets out and everything. And all these motorcycle people, they come running up to this cop, and they're all up in his face like they're going to beat him all up. And they're all videotaping and all this. Oh, man, it is crazy. And the cop is like, just sitting there. He's like outnumbered big time. It's just ridiculous. I hate it when these motorcycles, they think that they could do whatever they want. And they're just causing a problem like that. It's crazy. Let's see. KB, he says, sounds like you were lucky to get what you have. I have no idea what this is from. Bet you'll be more careful next time. Anyways, how fun with that Turkish horn? Yeah, I haven't hooked it up yet. Maybe you could be able to scare John with that. And did the Ugo horn stay on Baby Blue? Or did he take it off when he switched rides? It's John took it home with him. We hooked it up to Baby Blue. It was a prank thing, and I hooked it up to it, and I just did it real temporary. And he came out, and we did a video, and he was like, "Oh, what's that?" And then I asked him if he wanted to stay on there, and he was just no. And so I pulled it off and everything, and I gave it to him, and I told him he should mount it on his motorcycle. I think that'd be funny. But I believe he just took it home. It's why he's sitting in his garage. Along with the RC car I gave him. He wanted a RC, because I have a whole bunch of RC cars, so he wanted an RC car that he could mount the camera on and then drive around the truck stops. So I gave him a whole RC car, the radio, battery chargers, batteries, everything to do this RC car. I gave him everything he needed. And I think he used it one time. It's sitting in the garage. I'm like, really? Anthony Perillo. Never thought about it until you told your DuPont story, but how high can you raise the temperature in the reefer? 80 degrees. You can run heat in these reefers too. They can work for cooling or heating. And that was talking about that same video. I used to haul paint. In the wintertime, DuPont would pay pretty good for reefers coming in here to haul paint loads. Because you have to protect from freezing. So 80 degrees. And when you get down to zero and stuff like that, it's pretty hard to... The reefers struggle pretty good keeping them up there. Luis Sanchez. What would be your average deadhead miles? I don't know. I never kept track of it. I get paid a percentage of what the truck makes. I don't really find it my business to try to oversight the boss's decisions and stuff like that. It's his company. He's going to run the truck the best he can to get the most amount of money. He's not going to say, well, I'm going to deadhead this guy for no reason whatsoever. You know, he's trying to make the most money possible that he can, and in turn that helps me make more money. So I don't sit here and second guess him and everything else. I know that used to be a big thing with when I used to take off out of Texas and run to Russellville. A lot of people would have issues with that. And it's such a long deadhead or something like that. You know, there's reasons for it. That's why he's the boss. I'm not. Let's see. Got quite a few about this one. John York says, I see glider kits, new trucks with older Detroit 60 engines, no sensors, getting popular, not legal in California, but who wants to go there anyway? That's exactly right. I've had a lot of comments when I talked the video about the sensors. A lot of comments of people saying, well, why don't you buy a glider kit? You know, that's my boss's decision, not mine. He's buying these brand new Volvos. If it was me, I would be buying glider kits instead of these new trucks and everything. You can buy a brand new truck. You can buy that brand new Volvo without an engine and then put a 1999 engine in there, and then that truck gets grandfathered in. It would actually be registered as a 1999, but it would be a 2019 truck. You would have all the benefits of aerodynamics, but then you wouldn't have all the restrictions of the DEF and all that other stuff, and you would get awesome power, good fuel mileage, everything else. But yeah, you wouldn't be able to go to California. I think so. I think glider kits are all, but glider kits are going to go bye-bye everywhere. That's the thing coming up. Is they're trying to outlaw the glider kits because that's one way you could get around these DEF rules and everything else, and Mr. Government doesn't like that when there's a rule that you can get around. So they've actually been putting out that glider kits are going to be bye-bye. So there's like limited numbers. Let's see here. Sam Rugby. He's talking about my sensors again here. He says, it's a hard fault. It will come back. I actually talked to a Cummins dealer about this and told him exactly what was going on, and they said that sensor that I have, they said that I gotta remember to return that. They said that it hardly ever goes out. They said it's a sensor that never really gets replaced. They said that, and I told them what was going on and everything, and they said it really sounds like wiring. It sounds like a wiring issue. And I said, well, is there any way I could pull it in here and you guys could look at it and see if we can find the wire? And they said, without the code on, you're not going to pinpoint the wiring problem. So you got to wait for the code to come on, which is hoo-ha, because, I mean, who knows where I'll be and what shop I'll need to be nearby and how they are, you know. But that's what he believes. Oops. David Price talking the same thing about that sensor. He says $640. Wow, sounds like straight list price. That's called out of town price. It's crazy how trucking places do that. And That happens a lot. If you're a trucking company and you start up your own, you're an independent guy, you run across country or something, wherever you live, say you have a Freightliner and you go to it and there's a Freightliner close by. You go to that Freightliner place and you set up an account there and everything. And when you do that, you get a discount. And it can be some crazy stuff. But then when you're out of town and you pull into someplace, they go, well, who's this for? Well, it's for me, you know. And you tell them the name of your company and they punch it in there stuff, and they don't have an account there. They charge you some nasty prices. They'll gouge you like crazy. I once had a pipe that goes from on my Freightliner. I once had a pipe that went from the radiator up to the water pump, and it was kind of like a stainless pipe or whatever, and it cracked and it was leaking. So when I got home, I called around and I called Truck Country up in Kaukauna. And I had been leased onto WL like a year before this. And WL had an account there. And you would get discounted, they said. And so I called up there and I said, hey, looking for this pipe and everything. They searched it out. No problem, we got it. And I said, okay. I said, what's the price on it? It was like $590. And I was like, wow. For a little piece of this, a little bend of pipe, I was like, wow, that is a lot of money. I'm like, what am I going to do? So I turned around and I drove up there, and when I went up to the counter, the guy went and got it, brought it up there, and he's like, yeah, it's $590. And I just went, oh, did you put WL on there to get my discount? And I didn't know what it'd be or nothing. And I actually wasn't with WL anymore. And he goes, oh, you're WL? And I said, yeah. And so he typed a few keys and everything, came back. Oh, he goes, that'll be $225. It's crazy how much they mark some of this stuff up for people that they don't know. It's really crazy. So after that, I actually went up there to that Freightliner and talked to the manager of the parts place and said, hey, I'm going to be doing a lot of work. What kind of discount should you give me? And they actually created me an account and gave me a big discount, just like WL. Richard X, he says, my feeling on the DF trucks are they will go by way of ELDs in the not too far future, where the government will mandate them, so every truck on the road will have to have them. You might not want to put too much money in an older truck. You might have to replace it when they do this. Just my 2 cents. That's actually incorrect. If you have a truck that is pre whatever law they make, so, and it's the same, it's like with the ELDs. You don't have to have an ELD. You can get by without an ELD. If you have a truck that is pre-2000, then it is grandfathered in, and you do not have to have an ELD. And the main reason why is because those trucks, a lot of those trucks pre-2000 do not have a computer that can hook up to get the information of when the truck is moving and when it's not. So they can't do it. It's grandfathered in. So if you have a 1999 truck or older, you do not legally have to have an ELD. And the same thing with the DEF. If it's pre, you don't have to. It's grandfathered in. So there's certain states that might say you have to have a DEF. Well, don't go to those states, like California. They're the ones who started all this. George Hender, he says, why are all these empty trailers at these delivery places? That's what they do. Like this place here. I mean, if it's Swift or a bigger company, whatever, Prime, they will have, say, a dozen or maybe more empty, trailers sitting at these places. Some of them are not empty. Some are loaded. The drivers will come in, they'll drop the load, and then whenever the receiver or whatever decides to unload it, they'll have a yard guy go out there and grab that trailer and put it in a dock. They'll have, say, a dozen empty trailers here. Well, the reason why is they have that number figured out so that when they usually bring in a load, then there is an empty trailer. That, trailers previous, there's been a trailer that's been unloaded and it's sitting there waiting so the driver could come in and drop and pick up a loaded one. Sometimes their calculations are off. Sometimes you come in and you drop a loaded one and they go, we ain't got no empty for you. That sucks when you're a big company like JB Hunt or Swift or whatever, or Prime. And you come in and they tell you, we ain't got no empty for you. And you're like, and then you contact your dispatch and they're like, oh, drive over here and see if they got an empty. And you go over there, nope, they ain't got an empty. They'll give you. Well, drive over here and get an empty. Sometimes you got to run all over the place searching for empties. It's a pain in the butt, because your next load, when you go pick it up, a lot of places, if you don't bring in an empty, they won't give you a load. So you have to bring them an empty. It's a never-ending cycle. Eddie27886 says the bad thing is everywhere there's a sensor, there's a connector. Yep. That's what Cummings said too. They think it's wiring. Hal Luke King, he says he'll give me $1.25 for my $640 sensors. I think we need to up that price a little bit. Let's see, John Gutty. He says, see, I still don't understand. Like I asked him and you, and neither one of you answered my question. I don't know what question you've been asking it. I haven't answered. I answer almost all the comments. Sometimes I get behind, but I always catch up. How come Johnny is picking up your loads if he works for ADL? I'm confused. I asked him several times. Okay, well, that's a question to ask John if you're want him to respond to it. But I get this once in a while from people, and they're like, why are you hauling John's load? John doesn't own the loads. I don't own the loads. Just because I go to Shawano a lot doesn't mean that the Shawano load is mine. It's a company load, and if I'm not in the area where the load is being loaded at the time that it needs to go, well then, and there's another truck there, well then my boss is going to give that load to another driver so that he can make the appointment on time. It's a company. It's not an individual. So just because a lot of times I'll haul a load and then people are like, that's John's load, why are you doing it? And I'll be taking a load to Texas or something. Well, John did it like 3 months earlier. It's like, I don't understand it. It's a company. It's not, John's load or my load. It's a company load. So hope that answers your question, because you seem to be upset about it and nobody's answering you. I don't know what to say. Pretty much answer everything. Let's see. This is when video the roads get icy in the winter. He says, David H. Bingham. He says, do any ADL transport trucks have tire chains? When John worked for Well, they were required to carry them, but don't recall seeing John use them. They were carried in a box under the catwalk forward of the fifth wheel. I don't think any ADL trucks have chains on them. The boss actually talked to me about that because we were talking about doing something different with loads in the fall, and he was talking to me about, I was talking about money and stuff, and he was talking about switching some things up, and he said he had these really good loads out of Maryland here that went to Salt Lake City, and he goes, I could put you on those, and those pay really well. And I was like, dude, that's like not smart. You're gonna like send me to Utah starting in the wintertime? That's not a good idea. And then he started doing, and he was like, yeah, I guess. And then we started talking about chains, and he asked me, he says, do you know anything about the automatic chains? And I do. I've seen them. I've kind of investigated them because I thought maybe about putting them on my truck. They're pretty cool. They're actually a little device. A lot of yard guys, the yard trucks you see running around these places, they'll have them. And what they are is basically, it's like a drum. It's kind of like a maraca, you know, those things that you shake, you know, they're kind of like a bowling pin style. That's what they look like. And then on the bottom of them, they have a disc that attaches on, and they'll have short chains that stick off like that far, and it'll be like 5 or 8 chains attached to the bottom, and they'll be up like this on the axle, and then the driver inside will flip a button and it lowers them down. And when it lowers them down, it's kind of like a bowling pin, and it rests up against the tire, and when it hits a tire, the rubber on the tire contacts it, it makes them spin, and those 5 or 8 chains on the bottom spin around. And what they do is, as the truck drives forward, the tire comes around and it goes under the tire, and then it comes right back out. just in the next chain, and it'll have 5 or 8 or whatever chains on there. So there's usually always a tire or a chain under the tire. They're pretty cool. The only problem is I don't think you could put them on an over-the-road truck. I bet you they have them on some of them and stuff on some really bad condition areas. But there's not a lot of chain up areas out here and stuff. When you go west, yes, there are some chain up areas, but we really don't go that way. A lot of states they won't let you chain up because it'll tear the highways up, so they don't do it. But I thought about having a chain because I used to carry one chain with me at least, and I've used it when I've gotten stuck in like loading docks that were at angles and I couldn't get back out. Then I just slapped one chain on, and that was able to get me up out of there. But I haven't had any chains. I haven't had any problems though. I mean, snow, it's not that big a deal. It's just that ice stuff, and then if it gets that bad, just shut it down anyways. Garsh Channel says, why can't you build yourself a place on your parents' property? I do have property out there. I own 5 acres. I have 5 acres of land out there. It's right next to where my camper is. There's the shed that my camper is up against. Right on the other side of that shed is a 5-acre lot. That's mine. It was my plan always to build there. That's what I was going to do, this half underground house and everything, and then there's like a swamp back there, and I was going to build it on this hill so that the house was underground, but then the back part of the house was like a walkout basement with like a patio thing out there and everything. And then I was going to get a big backhoe and go out there and dig that swamp out and make a pond back there and everything, and dam it all up and everything and clean it up. So I was always planning on doing that. That was my plan for many, many years. But plans changed, and I kind of don't want to live there anymore. I love it out there, always have, but I really like the snow, and I like the snowmobiling, and I have some ambitions to do with that realm, and I like the woods, so I just have made a decision. I'm going to go up to the UP. But yeah, I have land. Coach Potato says, have you ever thought about moving to Arizona? It may help your back warm with a little humidity. Larry don't like heat. I would rather be in this stuff or 0 degree temperature. When it gets like 15 below or something, yeah, I'm not really happy. But I'd rather be in this stuff than be in 90 degree Arizona heat or Florida heat. Florida's like, oh, I can't breathe. Yeah, I don't like heat at all. I get overheated, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, my brother actually lived in Arizona when I was like 16, 17. And he moved to Arizona and worked on his big dairy farm down there. We were talking on the phone one time, and he told me, he's like, dude, you wouldn't believe this. The air condition, the barns. I was like, really? They have air conditioning in the barn? You know, it says, yeah, it's like 114 in the shade. They have to. I'm like, yeah. They have a cow out there. That's how you get sour cream, I bet you. Let's see. MC Holt. Are you paid all miles or just loaded miles? You have to remember some driver are like JBG, get lost most of the time, and he did forget he parked in front of the post, then drove into it. Yeah, he did. Yeah, I get paid. I don't get paid miles. I get paid percentage of what the truck makes. So the more money the truck makes, more money I make. So the more I run, the less expenses there are. Ta-da! I make more money. History says, have you ever considered putting a sled rack on Old Blue so you can ride anytime? That'd be cool. There is a video, I've seen it. I can't remember what kind of truck it is, but they have this custom thing where they open up the side or whatever, and they have a ramp they pull out, and a guy pulls a Harley out of his truck, and then he goes and rides and stuff. That'd be pretty cool. Put a snowmobile on here. But yeah, that'd be quite the deal. Oh, this was a funny one. Gerald Sullivan. He says, Sully here, I have a question. What do you do if a Swift driver throws a hand grenade at you? Well, you pull the pin and throw it back at you. That's pretty funny. That was a pretty funny joke. Yeah, bad dad jokes. I'll catch up on those. I'll start doing those tomorrow. I forgot all about those things. Oh, Dustin Gittner. He says he asked what kind of stretch the bands and all this stuff I do. And those are just from, that was from the doctor when I had my back problem. She gave me those to work out with. They do that. But this system here, there's two things. There's one down on the bottom and there's one up here. And it's all got these hooks and all that stuff on it. I don't know. I got this in Oklahoma at Big Cabin. There's a truck stop and they were selling these. It was just, I think a small guy. It said something like he used to be a truck driver and he designed this or something. But the name on this is called Strong Driver. And it works good. It really does hold. It just Velcroed on there, but it works good. I like it. Let's see, Anthony Giffo, he says, does the bug deflector have any padding on the bottom to prevent damage to the hood? Yes, it does. If you look at the videos, you'll see like a black line on there. There's a piece of rubber that goes all the way on the bottom of that thing, so it doesn't damage anything. And he says, how about some padding against the bolt heads so they don't crack the fiberglass? It's got those big fender washers on there. And that's what those are for. That's why you put those on there, your big fender washers. Well, I have a green light, guys, so I'm probably done. And this video is probably like super, super long. So congratulations. If you're the winner of a $50 Amazon gift card, I would say your name, but I talked too much and I got too many people's names in my head and I can't remember who the name is. But congratulations to you. Speedy, that's who it was. So send me the email and everything. We'll get that rolling and get you paid out. And I'll let you guys go. It's a snowy day here. Next, I am heading off to York, which is basically right here, to UFI to get loaded. And then I'm heading to, I think, Indianapolis. I think he said. Greenwood, Indiana. That's where I'm heading to. So that's where I'm going to be heading off to very soon. And then I guess I'm going to be doing some picking up out there, coming back here. And then he said there's going to be a preloaded trailer, probably the bakery, that's going back down to Dallas or whatever. So that's kind of my runs for this whole week and weekend. So we'll see how the snow treats us. So I hope everyone out there is having themselves a great day, great night as they're watching this here video. And now you know I have to wear reading glasses. And if it's not, then we certainly could change all that around and try it all over again tomorrow. I'll catch you guys later. See ya.